Welcome back to another Q4 video intended to help set you up for success so that your business can thrive during the most profitable time of year for Etsy print on demand. Today's video is all about the biggest mistakes that often occur in Q4 that can hold you back from success. Nothing puts a damper on the holiday spirit faster than a lack of sales, lack of products, or worse, getting shut down. So I want to make sure you know what those mistakes are and how to solve them, or better yet, avoid them altogether. In case we haven't met yet, my name is Mandy, and as the owner of multiple six-figure businesses, including Etsy print-on-demand shops, my goal is to provide you with strategies to simplify the journey and scale your business faster so that you can stop the overwhelm, start making progress, and thrive with your print-on-demand business. If you've heard anything about e-commerce or retail in general, you may have heard that for most stores, Q4 is the biggest time of year and refers to the months of October, November, and December. It's true for big box stores, it's true for online stores, it's been true for my handmade business for the last 6 years, and Etsy print on demand is no different. In those last 3 months of 2022, I made over $70,000 in revenue with a brand new shop that was less than a year old. If you want to see the full breakdown of numbers and profit for that quarter, I've linked my Q4 prep video for you. We're now halfway through September of 2023, so that means you've got just a couple weeks left before we are fully into Q4. In my previous videos, we talked about my top products that perform the best in Q4, as well as my design hacks for easily creating holiday designs that will sell. So for today, I want to make sure you're not making some big Q4 mistakes along the way. Let's dive in. Mistake number 1. You have filled your entire shop with seasonal items and designs and nothing else. Now, you may be thinking, wait, what's wrong with this? She literally just told me in her last video how to make holiday designs. And yes, that is very true. Holiday items do very well prior to a holiday. But most of the time, they are not necessarily giftable. Think about it. When you're buying someone a Christmas gift to open on Christmas Day, you're usually not planning for them to open their present to find a Christmas-themed sweatshirt or a Christmas-themed mug. No, you're going to buy something that's unique or special for that person that you're purchasing for. The same applies to the millions of Etsy shoppers that are flooding the marketplace during Q4. If they're buying for their sister, who is a middle school history teacher, they're going to be more likely to buy a cool history teacher tote bag with a design that will resonate directly with their sister, who could use something like that for a classroom. Or maybe they have a brother who's also the fun uncle who loves to play pickleball. So a shirt with a design that might tie in both of those identities is much more likely to be an instant buy now moment for your customer. So the problem is, if your store only has holiday designs, you have missed an enormous opportunity to serve customers coming to Etsy to buy gifts for their friends, co-workers, and loved ones. The same goes for holiday-specific product types. I have seen sellers make the mistake of filling their entire shop with only ornaments and only stockings to capitalize on the holiday traffic. And while yes, they will probably get lots of holiday sales from them for a short period of time, that sales volume will quickly drop off significantly after Christmas. The solution then? Create a well-rounded shop with both seasonal and non-seasonal designs for your specific niche and sub-niches. In doing so, you will not only serve your customers during certain holidays, but also throughout the year as well. And this applies to not only Q4 holidays and seasons, but also other big times of year like Valentine's and 4th of July too. This is called evergreen designing and is an important way of ensuring you've got a segment of your listings that are not only giftable during Q4, but are also going to be sustainable and sell throughout the year. Mistake number 2. You have filled your shop with designs like this, or even like this. What's wrong with these? Using trademarks or copyrights in your designs, titles, tags, descriptions can get your listings not only removed if they are reported by the trademark or copyright holder, but repeated offenses can get your shop shut down completely. The fast cash you might get from designing like this for the holidays or even other times of year is not worth it. It's not only illegal, but it's not how you operate a successful business long term. The solution is hopefully obvious on this one. You should not be using images, designs, or trademarks that belong to someone else. The unfortunate reality is that a lot of shops do make a lot of money off of these. Sometimes they get caught, sometimes they don't. And quite frankly, my stance on it is not my circus, not my monkeys. That's their problem, not mine. And when I see shops selling designs like these with big trademark and copyright infringements, I just keep scrolling. But what I don't want you to try and do this holiday season is try to follow in their footsteps, thinking that it's a good design approach because of all the best sellers of them that are out there. It's a ticking time bomb, and as my fellow Swifties know, karma's going to track you down. Instead, create unique designs that are based on customer demand without infringing on someone else's intellectual property. It's of course easy to avoid the obvious ones with things like big brands, movies, celebrities, and others, but also make sure you're doing your due diligence using uspto.gov. You can type in the word or phrase you want to use and verify that you're not going to run into any issues or risk of getting reported or potentially shut down. On the flip side of this is mistake number 3. You are on the other end of the spectrum and you've made your own design, but it looks something like this, or like this, or sometimes this. What's wrong with this scenario? Well, you're going to be competing with thousands of other people who had the same idea as you. You have done nothing to differentiate your product. The same applies if you're pulling a nice design from a place like Creative Fabrica, but not making any updates that will make it unique. Tens of thousands of people are using Creative Fabrica to source their design elements, which can be great, but it also means you will find yourself lost in a sea of identical designs unless you're putting your own spin on it. The solution? Put the time and research into understanding the products, designs, styles, aesthetics, and niches that are in demand in the marketplace, and then create unique designs that are going to resonate with a specific target customer. You have to think about what makes your designs different, and you have to think about how it's going to create a connection with a customer. This can be in the form of incorporating specific words or elements into the design. It can also be in the form of adding personalization. This will seem daunting at first, and your first few designs will probably be less than desirable. That's okay. The most important skill that you can work on developing is being able to research the marketplace, research your targeted niche and customer, and then apply what you learn along the way to make designs that sell. It is very much a learning process, and the more you do it, the more you keep practicing and listing and learning and repeating, better you will get at it. So don't give up. And if you want a little more insight into how I work through these processes, I've linked my research and design videos from my time blocking series, where I give you an over-the-shoulder view into exactly how I walk through each of these steps to ensure that I'm creating listings that will not only meet the demand in the marketplace, but will also result in designs that aren't infringing on anybody else. Heading into mistake number 4. We're going to shift gears to something that I see happen time and time again in Q4. You have no backup for your primary products. What's wrong with this? Well, Q4 is wild. And for most sellers, it's not like any other time of year. If you have a listing take off, the last thing you want to worry about is your provider running out of stock early in the Q4 season. I saw it happen several times last year, and it left sellers dead in the water, stressed, and refunding a lot of unhappy customers. In the handmade world, which is one that I also live in, this is the equivalent of running out of supplies and not being able to source more in time to fulfill your orders. It is not a fun scenario at all to find yourself in, especially without a plan. So the solution in this case, be proactive and have a backup option for your product offerings. Do not assume that every provider will have full stock levels the entire season. When you are running a business, it is your job to understand that supply issues can and do happen. I guarantee you the printers will do their best to estimate, but things can happen, and in certain cases, they can't replenish quickly enough, which means you need to be able to quickly pivot and source a backup in terms of either a product or a provider. The good news is that if you use a printing partner like Printify, you have access to a network of print providers. In many cases, if an alternative is readily available, Printify will prompt you to select an alternative right there within the order. In my shop, I also identified alternative but similar products when possible within the Printify network. For example, the Gildan 18,000 sweatshirt is one of my best sellers. In 2022, there was a big old shortage for forest green Gildan 18,000 sweatshirts. And to this day, it's still a very popular color in my shop. Unfortunately, this shortage applied to not just Printify, but the supply on this sweatshirt itself. But the jersey's new blend version is nearly identical. So that was a backup that I identified within Printify and used last year as needed when all of my other suppliers and providers that I could possibly tap into were completely out of the Gildan alternative. In situations like this, you definitely want to make sure you're letting your customer know and verifying that they are okay with a swap like that. In this case, I was able to reassure customers that it was very, very similar and was a good alternative to what they had ordered, and the price was almost identical, so it was pretty profit and cost neutral. But what it allowed me to do is to prevent having to cancel and refund those orders when I could source an alternative that was very, very similar. If that's not the case though, if you have a unicorn product, or you have a product where only one or two providers in the Printify network have it, and those are all unavailable. Comfort Colors is a good example. There's only a handful of providers that have them, and an even smaller handful with a broad range of colors to choose from. What do? This is where having a backup provider identified can help. Printful, Awkward Styles, Directly, Custom Cat, and Guten are all good alternatives. At a minimum though, check out some alternatives, create accounts with them so that you're ready, and familiarize yourself with what they have available. If you happen to be selling a really unique product and there isn't an alternative anywhere else that you can source, bear in mind that there is some risk with that. That doesn't mean that you can't sell it, but you will want to make sure you have a plan of action in place so that you can respond to customers if a shortage should happen. In the meantime though, spend some time now before things get really busy with the holiday season and source some alternatives wherever you can so that you can be prepared. Your Q4 anxiety levels will thank me later. If you are still in the midst of figuring out what you should be doing right now to prepare your shop for Q4, head to my Q4 prep video that I linked for you. It's not too late to get started. And spoiler alert, this time last year, my focus was entirely on scaling fast and getting volume of listings out into the marketplace. So what can you do right now in these last couple weeks before we get to Q4? Set a listing goal and challenge yourself to meet that goal over the course of the next few weeks. The algorithm cannot start ranking your shop and learning your keywords to attract customers to your shop if you are not feeding it information in the form of listings. You cannot sell what you do not have listed. I've also put together a brand new Ultimate Q4 guide that is available in my digital store that I have linked below for you. It's full of design tips, popular holiday niches, ChatGPT prompts, a listing calendar to help you know what to list and when, and my checklist for both Q4 prep and Q4 survival. It can be purchased on its own, or if you are part of my Simply Thrive Club, it's already been added to the resource vault for you. If you're looking for a little extra encouragement and support this holiday season and throughout the year, and want to be surrounded by fellow print-on-demand entrepreneurs on the same path, I would love to have you be a part of our growing membership community in the Simply Thrive Club. Many of my members are in the midst of a 28-day listing challenge as this month's group challenge. It's intended to set them on the path of spending 4 weeks of taking daily action so that they can start making progress and get their shop staged for success going into Q4. Also starting this month, I will be opening up office hours within the community where I will be available live a couple extra times during each month for the rest of the year within the membership community to answer questions and support members navigating Q4. If you're seeing this later in the year and still want to join the membership to take part in the challenge or be able to pop in during my virtual office hours, we'd love to have you. Access to past challenges and live calls are always available in the group. I hope this has been helpful for you. If you want to learn more about my strategies for thriving in your print-on-demand business, make sure you've got the notifications turned on for my channel so that you don't miss out on any of my content. And in the meantime, be sure to check out the dedicated playlist with my full print-on-demand masterclass course right here on YouTube, as well as my time blocking series for an even deeper dive on the critical steps for success. Thanks for watching. I'm so glad you're here, and I'll see you on the next one. If you're looking for more ways to continue the journey and stay connected, I'm so excited to invite you to my brand new membership, the Simply Thrive Club. Unlike other programs, this is not a course. In fact, it's not even a program in the traditional sense. And that's because all of the steps that you need to build your print-on-demand business can be obtained for free on my channel through a variety of videos and playlists that I've put together specifically to help you on your journey. My in-depth course is not behind a paywall. So instead, this new membership is all about community with ongoing challenges to drive growth and a support system for accountability to keep going. It's goal setting to maximize your pockets of time and stay organized so that you can thrive even amidst a busy schedule. And it's action taking with expert resources and tools in order to master skills necessary for scaling faster and more efficiently. That is where the magic happens in your print-on-demand journey. Your willingness to clarify your goals, commit with consistency, and adapt your mindset and your approach so that you understand what will work and what won't. This totally new platform is a community that is off of social media and away from spam and distractions, including a community app. I've created over 80 plus professional mockups with more on the way. There are monthly accountability challenges because did I mention I'm all about consistency? I've included the ability to request quarterly comprehensive shop audits and live group calls each month where we can talk about all things print on demand, time blocking, setting realistic goals, finding process efficiencies, and so much more. Be sure to check it out, and in the meantime, keep going, keep learning, and keep growing on your print on demand journey.